This week's project is going to be a polishing paste, and I've used, in this case, Carnauba wax to make a hard polish. Please stay tuned and see how that turned out and the resulting gloss that I'm able to develop. Previously, I had done a video on a do-it-yourself abrasive paste and polishing paste. Both of those, I'm very satisfied with the products. The abrasive paste I use quite frequently. I use more of that than the polishing paste. And I'll put a link to those videos so that you can see those. But we're going to remake those here in this video. But I'm also going to make a new version of my polishing paste. So the polishing paste is very similar to the abrasive paste without the abrasive. And in the past, I used mineral oil. Today, when I make my abrasive, I'll continue to use the mineral oil in the abrasive because it's just a carrier. But when I go to make my polishing paste, this time I'm not going to use the mineral oil because I'm not really sold on the mineral oil finish for the polishing paste. You mix mineral oil and beeswax, but the result is the mineral oil never evaporates because that is not overly volatile, and although it generates a soft feel, it does not provide you with a hard finish, a hard wax finish. It always feels a little oily because that mineral oil never evaporates. So today, when I make my polishing paste, I'm going to do it with tung oil instead as the carrier. That will impart some color to the final product, but the tung oil will end up evaporating and just leave behind a harder wax. The other thing I'm going to do, in the past, what I made, I just used beeswax. This time in my polishing paste, I'm going to use a combination of beeswax and Carnauba wax. Carnauba wax is a much harder wax, and it should help develop a lot more gloss. The previous polishing paste I made did not have a lot of gloss. It was a nice soft finish. It felt soft. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just not my preference, so I'm going to be making a different formulation here today. We're going to mix them up by weight. So we're going to start with the abrasive paste, and that's 5 parts mineral oil, 1 part beeswax, and 1 part diatomaceous earth. And I'll mix those up now. So the first step, we'll get this on a double boiler. You do have to be careful melting these waxes. Put it on a double boiler so that it does not ignite. And again, doing it by weight, and we'll mix it up and then get it in a container. So here I am in my double boiler. I'm just melting the wax down again. Just to repeat, I have 5 parts mineral oil by weight, 1 part beeswax. So on this one, I ended up using 100 grams of mineral oil. That just used up all the mineral oil that I had. And so if that's 5 parts, 1 part is 20 grams. So I used 20 grams of beeswax and 20 grams of diatomaceous earth. Now the diatomaceous earth is very light, so there's a lot more volume here than maybe you would expect. And I will add that once the beeswax is melted, and I'm going to turn it down at that point. Once I add the diatomaceous earth, I need to keep stirring it until it cools off a bit. I'll remove it from the heat, and I need to keep stirring it because otherwise the diatomaceous earth will settle out to the bottom, which you really don't want. You want that in suspension because that is your abrasive. I like using 5 parts mineral oil. Some recipes call for 4. I like it to be fairly soft, especially for this abrasive paste, because you want to be able to apply it easily. And I just find in the container I can take a cloth and I can easily get a piece out, and it's soft enough that it's easy to apply. Again, once it's melted, I'll add the diatomaceous earth. I don't need any heat at that point. The diatomaceous earth is actually just going to go into the solution. In fact, I want it to start cooling down. I just need the heat to melt the wax. People have commented in videos in the past. Yes, I am using my wife's cooktop here in our main kitchen. Just happens to be the only cooktop I have. But at this point, I'm just dealing with mineral oil in a double boiler, in a spare mason jar. So it does clean up fairly well. It's not something that I'm going to make a mess and not be able to clean up. But given the environment I'm working in, I want to make sure that I do not spill anything. It would appear as if my wax is all melted. We'll remove this from the heat. You can see there, it's clear. There is no unmelted wax. So I will go ahead now and start adding the diatomaceous earth. Like I say, once I add this, I need to basically continue to stir it until it's cooled off. So we'll start stirring this. That mason jar is cooled off enough I can handle it, or close to handling it. Scrape down the walls, make sure I have all the earth in the solution. So as I mentioned with my polishing paste, I am going to use 4 parts tung oil. So I have 120 grams of tung oil here. So if it's 4 parts tung oil at 120 grams, 1 part is 30 grams. So here I have 30 grams of beeswax and 30 grams of Carnauba wax. So all I'm going to do in this case is melt these down. Not adding any abrasive. This is my polishing paste, remember. Not nearly as critical as far as stirring it after it melts. I can pour this into my container basically and let it solidify, and don't have the same requirement to stir it constantly. Again, using a double boiler just because you do not want the wax to catch on fire, or the tung oil in this case. Let's take a look at the abrasive paste, which is complete now. It's settled up. Not much fear of the abrasive paste settling out. Although I have been occasionally giving a stir, although that is probably that's probably done there now. And so you can see what it looks like. It's soft, not liquidy, but very soft. Makes it very easy to apply, and yet I still have all the abrasive there I need to wet sand my work. And this small amount here would probably do maybe 20 bowls, depending on how much you put on, but generally I just take a little bit on the corner of a cloth. You've seen me do that on my videos. Rub it in with the lathe off, and then turn it on, buff it in, and then change to a clean section of the cloth. Keep moving until it's not dirty anymore. So basically wax on, wax off. You do want to remove this before applying any polishing paste. I didn't have any more plastic containers. I'm going to use this glass one. I like to have a short, stouty one with a larger top so that it's easy to access, and a cover is critical. Although I notice now this is not the right cover. A cover is critical just because, again, this is a volatile in the tung oil, so it will evaporate. Sorry, I didn't hit record on that. All I did was finally the Carnauba wax had melted. Took about 15-20 minutes, so definitely note to self next time, cut the Carnauba wax up into much smaller pieces. Then I just poured it over into the final container that I want to keep it in. And that's all I need to do. This doesn't need to be stirred. There's nothing to settle out. The wax will stay in solution with the tung oil. I don't need to worry about that. Once this cools off, this will be ready to use. So this has been sanded as per normal. And it's had my normal abrasive paste applied. So that's wet sanded, as you know, up to 1,000. And now I'm going to apply my polishing paste. This is actually beeswax and Carnauba wax. Carnauba wax is harder, so it'll give me a harder finish. It'll develop more gloss as well because of the hard finish. So that's one thing. The other thing is, rather than using mineral oil, which I found just tends to stay on the surface and give it kind of an oily feel, this time around what I used as a carrier is tung oil. Now, tung oil will impart a little bit of color, but the tung oil won't stay on the surface. It doesn't really evaporate. I know I said that earlier, it evaporates. It doesn't really, but it just applies a finer film and it will wipe off, but it will leave the wax behind. So you won't get that oily feeling. So let's go ahead now, and I've applied it, as you see there. It doesn't take a lot, and now what I want to do is I want to rub this fairly hard, generate some heat. That'll melt that wax into the surface, and that's where I'll start to develop some gloss. And again, the beeswax does give it a nice natural sheen. I'm hoping that the Carnauba wax, being a harder wax, will develop more shine, more gloss. And I may even do a couple coats on this. Let's see. I can see the shine there. I don't know if you can, but yeah, that's a nice shine there. You can see right there. There's a bit of chatoyance there as well, which I wasn't expecting. But that feels really nice, and it doesn't have that oily feel that the mineral oil tends to leave behind. But a nice shine. I think I'll wait a bit and then apply a second coat after a little bit. Again, that feathering there is beautiful. Really shows up nicely. But very pleased with how that polishing paste has played out. And I'll put a little bit inside just where I can reach safely with my hands, and just to give that a nice feel as well. And I'll also put some tung oil inside there with a brush and wipe it. I'm fortunate I can get my hand in that opening. We'll go ahead now and part this off, or get ready to. I want to apply one more wax finish before I part it off.